something that was worthy of being seen versus seeing all these sisters half naked and twerking for TikTok. Every time what you think is good, everybody don't think is good. It was a lot of ADAP sisters that criticized this young sister, that ridiculed her, that bully and torment and try to embarrass her. And I think for us, we need to know as Moorish Americans, and we need to know even when we are raised to ADAP level, we got to know how to talk to people. We got to know how to treat people. If she did something wrong, somebody should have pulled her aside. Her grand body, her temple, her members, her sisters, they should have said, hey, sis, this wrong, correct it, put it back up there. It was a good image. But to ridicule her and to cause so much debate off of something that should have just been a teaching moment and a correction, it shows how we are as Moorish Americans and how it's still a lot of work to be done. We want to make sure at all times we are welcoming our new sisters, our new brothers. And we want to make sure moving forward that we are educating them on why we do things, how we do things, and what is done for properly, so they don't go out in the world and give out a false message that they stand behind that they think is true.
That's right.
I was so glad that our grand governors put that up, and it caused so much slack. But the one thing I thought in that it did do, it shows so many sisters come to this sister aid and assist. You know, we didn't know this sister. I never had a chance to meet her. If I knew her, I would have got in her inbox and I would have talked to her with some sense, with some respect, and with sincerity. We had some sisters that was just outright just wrong. And in that post, we saw the unity of the sisters coming to her assistance, and we was able to see how some older sisters are negative, and that's why we can't keep sisters and brothers in the temple. We are not here to chastise them. Everybody have a glass house. Everybody is dealing with something. Is the reason that drove them here in the first place. So I just say to everybody that's in a position of leadership, that Allah appointed you to be a grand sheikh, a minister, a governor, anything, even if he appointed you to be a faithful member, it's up to you to make sure the person next to you know why they are doing it for. Make sure before they join membership, they know what they are getting into. Make sure you esteem them, and make sure no matter what I saw is our sisters had that sister back. So over here at missionary number 9, if we do something wrong, guess what? We gonna be corrected, but we gonna be corrected with enough sense that don't make you feel bad or make you feel embarrassed where you want to walk away and not come back.
Islam.
We want to get to the point where our people don't even need corrected. That's why we have Quran class. That's why we have Sunday school. That's why we want to meet regularly, so we can go over these things, so we don't have to be embarrassed or ridiculed. The first thing they're going to say is, oh, that's one of Grand Sheik members. They know what they talking about. They know what they doing, because any organization is only as strong as their weakest link. And we refuse to have anybody weak over here, because we all going to help each other. And we just need to know that this is a difficult time, Morris. A lot of people are going through a lot of things. And one thing about being adept, you have to go through stuff. So please have compassion and have empathy for your leaders. You don't know what these leaders are going through. You don't know what these adepts are going through. And they still get in these temples every day and minister to y'all. They feed y'all because we feed off of y'all. We feed off of y'all love. That's why we here, because just like y'all need us, we need y'all. So we got to make sure we have compassion and we checking on our leaders. We got to make sure that we not just getting on here no Friday and no Sunday, and then we going back to doing our regular Negro stuff. We got to live these lessons. We got to eat this book, as the Grand Sheik said. Because me as a sheik, I got big shoes to fill. And I got bigger shoes to fill, because now I gotta go pour out some cups of some elder, sisters that want to ridicule our sisters. I gotta pour out them cups and tell these young sisters, this ain't us, this how we is. But we go through stuff too, and we still gotta show up for y'all. We still gotta come, because this what we sign up to do. This is what we passionate about. Right now, I just gotta call myself that um they just pulled the ventilator off of my auntie. So like literally, as I'm ministering to y'all, as we have been having deaths among ourselves, and as we've been going through different battles of cancer, of diabetes, of all type of stuff, I gotta minister to y'all and tell y'all how to be. But I also gotta follow what I'm trying to tell y'all. I also gotta follow the ministry of death. So as I feed off of y'all today, it's like so many times y'all think, so many times people think the members need the sheep, the members need the grand sheep, the members need, no, we need y'all too. Like right now, my auntie is the last breaths, and I still got to get up here, because I know death is no enemy to man, but that still don't make me not be human, and feel what my family is going through right now while I'm here on the call with y'all. So I just ask that y'all please take this serious. We are sacrificing family ties. We are sacrificing a lot to be here, but this is what we signed up to do. So it's no strange happiness, and we don't need no pity. We just need for y'all to show up just like we showing up. We need for y'all to be as passionate as us, because we don't just want nobody sitting in the temple that's just sitting here for nothing. We want y'all to be able to get out here and uplift out fallen humanity. We want y'all to be here to say, my sister in adversity, I'm fit to jump up, I'm fit to stop everything. I don't care what I lose, because Allah gonna give it back to me tenfold. We not caring about nothing carnal, because this is not our life here on this plane of manifest. Our job is to do what we need to do, and to get to the deific life, and to get to the plane of soul. So if we study living just to live on this earth, we're not living. If you're not living to please Allah, you're not living. If you're not living to get to your next plane of soul, and you're not living to better your conditions, you definitely not living. And with that, I'm going to yield over to our Grand Sheik, Maurice Pennington Bay.
Islam. I'm going to call the next speaker. The next speaker will be Sister D. Slate Ear. Islam?
My apologies. I didn't know.
Islam. Just a second, y'all. It's a party in here. Is y'all calm? All right, I don't think that's gonna last long. Just that calm don't last too long around here. Islam. First I rise, giving all praise due to Allah. Honest to everything already given honest to. Yeah. So I think that what I came with today taps a little bit into what the sister said. It definitely goes into leadership and what we define as leadership and how we follow, and where certain things lead us. So I study my Quran based off numerology. So whatever day it is on the Gregorian calendar, I align my studies to that, because I found that a lot of times it's very relevant to what I'm going through in the moment. So being that it's the 15th, I go back to the root number. And so I started at chapter 6. And I work my way back up to 15 to see how they correlate. So chapter 6, life and works of Jesus in India among the Muslims. A royal prince of India, Ravana, in the south, was met at the Jewish feast. Ravana was a man of wealth, and he was just, and with a band of Brahmic priests, sought wisdom in the West. So I pause right there, because I'm like, it's key words that pop up and make me think of things I already know, right? So he was just, okay, cool. He was wealthy, and he sought wisdom in the West. He from the South, but he sought wisdom in the West. And what I know from the 101s and from our Quran is that East on a metaphysical level is a signification of within. So if he's going to seek wisdom in the West, he's going to seek what's going on in the carnal world.
That's right.
When Jesus stood among the Jewish priests and read and spoke, Ravana heard and was amazed. And when he asked who Jesus was, from whence he came, and what he was, Chief Hillel said, "We call this the day star from on high, for he has come to bring men a light, the light of life, to lighten up the way of men and to redeem his people of Israel." And Hillel told Ravana all about the child, about the prophecies concerning him, about the wonders of the night he was born, about the visit of the migrant prince, about the way in which he was protected from the wrath of evil men, about his flight to Egypt land, and how he then was serving with his father as a carpenter in Nazareth. Ravana was entranced and asked to know the way to Nazareth, that he might go and honor such a one as son of Allah. And with his gorgeous train, he journeyed and came to Nazareth of Galilee. I ain't gonna get too deep on what the signification of Nazareth is, but when I hear Nazareth, Nazareth, when you hear it in the Bible, people like, who want to go to Nazareth, right? It's like commonplace, or people assume nothing good can come out of Nazareth, right? So what I got out of this was that Ravana heard, he started hearing things. He like, oh, who this is? I want to know who this is, right? And he was brave enough to go on a journey to find who this is. What I got was that he believed. When he heard, he believed, but he wasn't sure. He was like, I gotta see this for myself. What's going on? You gotta show me, because what? Man knows not by being told. So I go down to 10. He found the object of his search, engaged in building dwellings for the Son of Man. Now this, it took me back to, he went to the West. So he was looking for the man. He was looking for the man that was doing the work and ended up being called Jesus from the work that he was doing. And when he found him, he was doing what he do. He out here building. He out here being a carpenter. He was on his 12-step ladder. So what I get from that, he caught Jesus in the act of actually fine-tuning himself. He caught Jesus in the act of asking himself questions and giving himself answers. He found Jesus in the place of maybe doing some wrong and having to sit back with that and measure his sincerity, measure his generosity, measure his
Islam.
There you go, sis.
Really?
I felt like this chapter was a serious call for us as masterminds. All masterminds judge men by what they are and not what they seem. We are on a journey of deep search of revelation to really truly figure out what our destination is. And on our way to our destination, we know our destination is victory. We know that in the spirit. We can't measure what it is in the carnal just yet, but we measure it in the carnal by the things that we do and see and how we move and who we follow. This past week, I was heavily brought into chapter 4, the ministry of death, and I got heavy into that, the piece of I can't pick you up. I'm sorry. Hold it. That man need a pattern for their lives. They love to follow and not to lead. I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, we still got a lot of Moorish Americans. We are men. We are not subject to this piece. We are men who love to follow and not to lead.
Not to lead.
So guess what? All of us is following something.
Islam.
So it's our duty to sit in reflection and figure out who we following, what we following, where is it actually going.
Islam.
And I think that's all I really want to leave us here with. because you won't see the way that, because the way the sister come to somebody aid may not be the way I come to somebody aid. I seen the things on Facebook. I felt the same way y'all felt, but that's not the way I wanted to go. I inbox you in the back, and then whoever just being who they is in that moment, I'm gonna let you rock out. If I catch you, now that's a different story. You feel me? But that's just me though. Because I feel like on my journey, based off of the level of information that I have about who I am and where I'm supposed to be going, I can't indulge in certain things or move a certain type of way, right? So just a call for us to really sit and examine ourselves and really just find our path to mastery, right? And help others along the way, of course. But the next chapter after this chapter is chapter 7. Power changes as the ether change, right? The definition of the truth, right? We are truth and falsehood strangely mixed. And what Ravana did was go to that brave place and say, I am the truth and falsehood strangely mixed. My beliefs might be wrong in some places. I'm not always right. I got a lot of money and I feel like I'm just, but where's the proof? I need to go measure that up to something. So we look for people to measure ourselves up to.
Islam. You muted, sis.
What's that?
You muted.
Oh yeah, I'm a yield.
Islam. That's a good measure there, sister. We definitely always need to measure ourselves up to something to know we moving up and not down. That's what it's all about. I'm gonna call our brother Ricardo Bay. Yield the floor to you. Islam.
Wow.
Wow. Woo. It has been a minute. Praise Allah.
Let's go.
Got some. Praise Allah. Honor to the Prophet. Honor to all things I was giving honors to previously. I want to give honors to the Moorish flag. That's the red flag with the 5-pointed green star in the center. These 5 points represent the 5 highest principles known to man: love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Give honors to the Prophet. Give honors to everything that he brought, everything that he taught. Give honors to each and every one of you here for making a holy day meeting, Islam, because today is the holy day for all Muslims all over the world. Not some, not a handful, all Muslims all over the world, right? Prophet Jesus, he said somewhere, he said, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be the children of God. Allah. Islam. All praise to Allah. It's an honor to be here with each and every one of you, man. I mean, and I want to give honor to Spirit Man, because Spirit Man is the reason why we all here. Spirit Man sprung into action today and said, I got to make my meetings promptly. Islam. So, due to Allah and the highest of honors, to his holy and divine prophet, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, I'm going to draw off the energy on leadership, man, because we are in such crucial times right now. Very little room for error. We're in a time now. I don't know if any of y'all are sensing this energy that has overcome the earth, but we're in an era. There's no faking the funk. We're in a space and time where you literally have to be the message that you bring, and not be the one that is exposed with dirt on his head. Islam, you have to know Islam, and if man must know, he must himself be what he knows. Right? I have a book. I have tons of books on leadership, right? But we're gonna draw from the Holy Quran. But I just want to make this one point. One of the books that I have is called Leadership You. The theme of that book, it says that leadership starts with you, but is not about you. I'm gonna say that again. Leadership starts with you, but it's not about you. And I think a lot of time we get things misconstrued, right? We want to go out in the world and we want to save the world, right? And we haven't saved ourselves. We want to save the world. We ain't saved the babies in the household, the wives of the household, right? A prophet instructs us, page 3. He said, dear readers, right? Do not falsely use these lessons. They're for good peace and happiness.
Peace and happiness. Right.
Dear mothers, teach these lessons to your little ones that they may learn to love instead of hate. Dear fathers, by these lessons, you can set your house in order and your children will learn to love instead of hate. We want to go save everyone else. but who the prophet is instructing first? The family. We got to get our households right first. We got to get ourselves right first. Then we could go out and that permeates into the community. And then from the community, right, to the local, state, from state, national, international. That's how it's done. And I think we miss those steps because we're trying to rush the process. We're trying to rush into position and title, not realizing that that's actually the lowest level of leadership. You see, the highest, the pinnacle level of leadership is where people follow you for who and what you are and what you represent. Islam. And I said this on the show last week. We follow our leaders because our leaders follow the prophet. Islam. We follow our leaders because our leaders follow the prophet. The prophet is the standard bar that we must reach. Not pull the bar down and bring it to our level. No, we got to strive for that, right? Then he teaches that salvation is a ladder. That means it takes more. It takes, you got to climb. And in that climb is where you develop the strength. And when you develop that strength, that's when you become the pillar of society, Islam. That's when you become the beacon light. And the prophet teaches us that hope is the beacon light, right? That's where when you stand out in your community and people can see the light, walk in the light, and ultimately be the light, Islam. But it starts, you have to first believe that this can actually change your conditions, right? In the Holy Quran of Mecca, it says that Allah will not change the condition of a people until they change themselves. That's consistent with what the prophet is teaching us. He says Allah and man are one. Islam. So it is our duty to get ourselves right. And I'm telling y'all, right? Prophet says heaven, earth, and hell's not above, around, below. You get yourself right, you'll start to see your entire experience change around. I bear witness in my own practical application of the teaching. I bear witness. Y'all met me 5-7 years ago. Y'all wouldn't want to be around me. Y'all met me 5-7 years ago. Y'all be like, Ricardo, who? To what extent? Islam. So I bear witness. And my wife, as a testament, she can tell it. She can bear witness. She's seen my transition, right? Because I don't teach like chapter 4 says. It says that now you may not tell men to go do what you haven't done yourself. Islam. That's being leader. That's being an example. Islam. And Prophet Ali is the greatest example that we have. You know, the first Moorish American Muslim, right? To bring Islam to these shores, to bring peace to these shores. How about that? Islam, of course. All praise is due to Allah. So I'm going to go ahead and take a reading of the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America, divinely prepared by the noble prophet Drew Ali, by the guiding of his Father God Allah, the great God of the universe, to redeem man from his sinful and fallen stage of humanity back to the highest plane of life with his Father God Allah. Man, if we just, let's take that. Do y'all know that that is the mission of the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America?
Wow.
From his sinful and fallen state. It's a stage. Prophet teaches us about these five, right? These five descendants, Lucifer, Satan, devil, dragon. These are stages. He's teaching us how to be redeemed from those stages back to the highest plane of life with our Father God Allah. Islam?
Wow.
Praise due to Allah. We're going to go into chapter 4, right? The divine instructions. It's titled Death and Burial of Elizabeth, Nathaniel's Lessons, the Ministry of Death. And I'm going to draw from instruction 8. Right, and we're very familiar with the story. You know, John, his mother had passed, and the master teacher, his leader, came to him and demonstrated something that he needed in that moment. To the chairwoman's point, right? A lot of us are going through a lot of turmoil, trials, and tribulations. Will you be that master teacher in the moment for your brother, for your friend, for those around you? Will you show up and be that? But you have to have the strength in order to do that, right? So, instruction 8, he said he's demonstrating to John. He says, a crisis in your life has come, and you must have a clear conception of the work that you were called to do. The sages of the ages call you harbinger. The prophets look to you and say, he is Elijah come again. Your mission here is that of a harbinger, for you will go before the Messiah's face to pave his way and make the people ready to receive their king. This readiness is purity of heart. None but the pure in heart can recognize the king. To teach men, Islam, to teach men to be pure in heart, you must yourself be pure in heart and word and deed. Got to be the message that you bring.
Islam.
Right? Them days of this, just yapping away and not living it, them days been gone. You like, I'm telling y'all, and it's just going to, the veil is being lifted day by day, right? We have to show up and be what we know, and we have everything it takes, right?
Praise Allah.
Praise be to Allah. Instruction 13, he says, in infancy, the vow for you was made and you became a Nazarite. The razor shall not touch your face or head, and you shall not taste wine or fiery drink. Instructions. 14, men need a pattern for their lives. They love to follow, not to lead. The man who stands upon the corners of the path and point the way, but does not go, is just a pointer, and a block of wood can do the same. You see, this is talking about a purpose here, right? What good are you if the block of wood could do what you're doing, right? If you're not actually living it, right? So there's a purpose in being the message. There's a purpose. And what is the purpose? To be an example so that others can see to save themselves. Prophet said, I gave you everything it takes to save a nation. Now take it and save yourself. You save yourself. We all save ourselves collectively. That's how we save the nation. Because what we do here, you see, Friday, the holy day, these temple meetings are practice, right? Practice in the practicing is how you perfect your craft. Islam, in the practice, right? Because when you practice, now when it's game time, guess what? You in fruition now, right? You in fruition, being what you know, being the message that you bring. And we know that fruition is last, and this is man himself. We know that man is a thought of Allah, Allah himself, the truth. Islam, praise. He says, instruction 17, men comprehend the inner life by what they see and do. Islam, they have to, the lip service is over with. They have to see it. They come to Allah through ceremonies and forms. And so, when they would make men know that sins are washed away by purity in life, a rite symbolic may be introduced. In water, wash the bodies of the people who would turn away from sin and strive for purity in life. This rite of cleansing is a preparation rite, and they who thus are cleansed comprise the temple of purity. 21, and I end it here. And you shall say, you men of Israel, hear, reform, and wash. Become the sons of purity. Shall be. All praise is due to Allah. Islam. Prophet Noble Drew Ali, the greatest example that we have. And once again, we follow our leaders because they're following the Prophet. And those that know what the Prophet Jesus said, he said, those with ears, let them hear. Those with eyes to see, let them see. Islam. Because we know that their master, went that way. He went that way. So we're following the clearly cut footprints of the Prophet. And we're stepping degree by degree. Let us not try to skip the process, because in the process is where the strength is developed. Don't try to skip the process. Don't strive after impossibilities. Don't be like the ones who fall by climbing. Islam? Take by step. In the process is where you become perfect. Islam? So if that's my message for today, man. Show up in every aspect of your life. Show up, be what you know, and have enough sense, right? To, in areas where you don't know, right? Keep your ears open. Keep your eyes open. Listen to those, right? Communicate it to the ignorant. We love that part, communicating it to the ignorant. We master that, right? Communicate what you know to the wise for your own improvement, because we all have work to do on self. That's the greatest work you'll ever do in this span of life, is the work that you do on yourself. Seek ye first the kingdom, and all things will be added on to you. And it's not solely material, it's spiritual. The essence, the spirit gets strengthened, which enables you to then come into the mission that you were called to do, to fulfill that in this span of life. It's possible, Moors. It's very possible. When the will of man and the will of Allah are one, the resurrection is a fact. Y'all know what that means? That means that when you stop doing what you want to do, and you keep your heart, because the nearest place where we meet him is in the heart. Keep that open, and you tune that to Allah's will, the resurrection is a fact. And then you're on your purpose. You're on your mission at that point. And it can be done. He said, what I am, all men shall be. What I've done, all men shall do. You cut it over to the Bible, and greater. Islam. That's what Noble Drew Ali was instructed to do. See what I've done, duplicate that, but take it to the next level. Take it to the next level. That's what any good father would want for his children. take it further than I took it, right? But keep the foundation as it is. Build on the foundation because we know that that is the rock for which we, huh? So with that, love, and I leave in peace. All praise due to Allah. Honors to you all for making a meeting. I yield.
Islam.
Peace.
Islam. The Holy
Peace.
Breath is in here today. Holy Breath is definitely in the building. I'm going to take a reading real quick from the Holy Covenant of the Asiatic Nation. Ye are the children of one father provided by his care, and the breasts of one mother have given you suck. Let the bonds of affection therefore unite thee with thy brothers, that peace and happiness may dwell in thy father's house. That's letting us know more. I was always told when I first came into Moorish science, do not be overworking yourself in a temple if your house is not put in order. That's treason to yourself and your household and your family. Make sure we take care of family first. Make sure we take care of self first. Make sure we get ourselves together properly before we go out here trying to tell somebody else how to get right, and we can't be right. And we always got to know, not even just leaders, even as a person, you got to be who you know. You got to be a faithful member. You got to be ready to step in when it's needed to step in. And that just reminded me when I was told earlier, the wrapping of the turban is sacred. You always remember the first person who wrapped your turban. You remember the first person who showed you. You remember the first person who turban you wrapped. And I'm looking at Ernissa name, and that came to me as the brother Ricardo Bay was talking, because we did come a long way, all of us. We didn't came out the bottom of the gutter, and now look at us now. I remember right before convention, the sister was coming without a turban on, and everybody, oh, she don't got on a turban, yeah. And I said, this sister new, give her a chance, because I had just came in the temple myself. And then the sister came to me and we talking, because me and her bonded. Like everybody else was kind of standoffish. Me and her bonded. I made sure this sister gonna be welcome because I felt the sincerity in her. And then she looked at me, she said, sis, let's go in the bathroom, bring your up, because I always keep extra turbans. We go in the bathroom, I wrap her turban for her for the first time. I remember taking that picture for the first time with her turban on. So I always remember that was the first turban that I wrapped. That was the first person I got to bestow that sacred ritual to. So we don't forget that. We don't forget these bonds of affection. And that was 5 years ago. We all are bound by cords. We got to remember when them cords are dragging, just man, give it a yank, wake it back up, get it back up. We can't let each other fail. We won't let each other fail. Look, the sister says she still got her wrap. And I still got my first turban as well from 5 years ago. So, sisters, man, we got this. Brothers, protect us. We the most unprotected people on the face of this earth, and y'all the most feared. So we gotta have each other back. Same way in this temple, we got to have each other. And I'm gonna yield to the Grand Chief, Maurice Pennington Bay.
Islam, Islam, Islam. I give praise to the author, the creator, the governor of all the world, who is almighty, eternal, and incomprehensible. Allah be his most sweet and holy name. I give honor to the angel of Allah, the man who was sent to bring us the everlasting gospel of Allah, the man who did come and did redeem man from the sinful and fallen stages of humanity back to the highest plane of life with his Father God Allah. He is our leader, our teacher, and our brother man, the illustrious holy prophet Noble Jew Ali. I give honor to the forerunner of the prophet Noble Jew Ali, the man who was to the prophet Noble Jew Ali in his era of time as John the Baptist was to the prophet Jesus in the days of old, Brother Marcus Mosiah God. I give honor to all the holy and the divine prophets of Allah, because all the holy and the divine prophets of Allah taught Islam. I give honor to all of the past and all of the present true leaders to the Moorish Science Temple of America in their offices and their stations. I give honor to every single solitary faithful member of this Moorish Science Temple of America. I give honor to all of the literature prepared by the Holy Prophet Noble Jew Ali for the uplifting of fallen humanity. And I give honor to the moment, Moors. I give honor to the moment, because in this moment right now, we are blessed. Every single solitary moment that we get to experience, we are blessed, especially when we take the time that we are allotted to learn the prophet's lessons and then to apply them lessons where we can actually overcome it. Then, hey, listen, everybody has expressed how we are all, and that goes for everybody in the world, going through something right now, okay? It's this, the ethers are vibrating in such a way where we are all being tried, we are all being tested. But guess what, Morris? And I keep on saying it. We keep waking up. Islam, we keep waking up. We being tried, we being tested, we going through everything that we going through, but every single solitary morning, we keep waking up. All right? Now, this situation with a Sheikhs, an elder Sheikhs, we talking about somebody who been a member of the Moorish Science Temple of America for 49 years. This situation deserves our attention. And I don't mean that we need to, keep on, explaining and trying to tell the sister how wrong she was for what she did, or that we need to protect the sister for what she did. She don't need our protection, Morris. She don't need our protection. The sin lies in the wish and desire, not in the act. It was a beautiful thing that she did. It was a beautiful thing. Anytime one sister having been given something so sacred and so beneficial, something that was life-changing, something that every single solitary day she prays Allah for, and she want to give it to somebody else, all praise is due to Allah for that type of spirit. When every evil spirit is moving right now, and we got them type of spirits moving amongst evil spirits, combating evil spirits on the part of others, man, that is a blessing, not a curse. And she don't need our protection, because I guarantee you that Allah is going to stand in front of her and protect her from anything that come her way. All right? The reason why this deserves our attention is because the Moorish Science Temple of America, we have a purpose. All right? We have been given a mission statement. Key 15 and our 101 say, for what purpose was the Moorish Science Temple of America founded? For the uplifting of fallen humanity. This is our purpose. All right? Now I have a question. I have a question for every single solitary member, for every elder in the Moorish Science Temple of America, and every elder anywhere, especially in ghettos, Nazareth, all around this country. All right? When you look at young people and you see young people doing what they do, my question to you is, you don't understand them? You don't understand them? Yeah. You don't understand? You don't understand this, sister? You don't understand them young brothers who running around in the streets, gang banging and selling dope? You don't understand them? You don't understand the confusion that will cause a young person to believe that they have to be something that they're not in order to get attention or in order to gain things in this life? You don't understand them? Well, let me tell you what you do if you don't understand them. Get your tail to Sunday school. Because if it's your duty to minister to them, understand them, there's no way that you can do your duty. You can't serve your purpose. Okay? Right. And the only reason why you don't understand is because you refuse to. Because the gifts of the understanding are the treasures of Allah, and He appointed to everyone his portion in what measure seemeth good unto himself. We understand everything. Wow. When we do like the brother Ricardo Bay said, when we open our mind and open our heart to things, we understand things. Wow. Now, does that make these things right? No. 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 But did you teach? Did you teach the lesson? You had ample opportunity over the course of all these years to teach these lessons. Okay? When I see a Moor doing something that I know is not our way, it goes against our custom. Because let me tell y'all something. These young Moors are very studious. They study their holy Qurans of the Moorish Science Temple of America, while we don't. They read the prophet's literature every day. While we don't, we think we done read it already. We done did all our studying. They studying right now. So they know what the doctrines say. But when you have those things that's passed from mouth to ear, those things that we have customarily considered sacred, and you have not let them know that these things are sacred, when they possess these things, see, she know how to tie her turban. So somebody tied it forward, somebody told her how to tie it, but they didn't tell her not to communicate this. And now all of a sudden, you mean to tell me that the only thing we got to hold on to and call sacred is something so trivial as this? That's an issue with a group of people who have been charged to raise and to develop a nation. That's a problem. Wow. That's a problem. With all of the things that we are going through as a people, with all of the suffering, with all of the pain, with all of the hurt, with all of the not knowing what's going to happen tomorrow, you mean to tell me that you're arguing about this today? Stop it. That's insanity, okay? I want to take a reading from the Holy Bible. And you know, it is a custom in the Moorish Temple of America that on Fridays, we don't take no readings from the Holy Bible. I'm finna get ready to take a reading from the Holy Bible, and whoever don't like it, talk to the hand.
Kick rocks.
Islam, talk to the hand. Whoever don't like it, guess what? You not leading this group of Moors right here. Pennington Bay leading this group of Moors right here. Okay, and Pennington Bay is going to make sure that he does everything in his power to make sure that this group prospers, to make sure that their posterity is civilized and they don't be running around with like chickens with their heads cut off, not knowing how to apply these lessons. All right, I want to take a reading from the book of Matthew. I'm reading from chapter number 5. I'm going to start at instruction number 14. It says, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house." I say it again, Moors. You are the light of the world, okay? And don't nobody light no light to put it under a bushel, or to put it under a bowl, or to put it under a bed. And since you are the light of the world, Allah has lit this light. And if it's Allah's way to put the light on the stand so that it can be seen, anybody who try to put the light somewhere where it cannot be seen are not walking with God. They can't call themselves a man or a woman of God. And they absolutely are not a Moorish American, because a Moabite means that you are a child of God. You can't be a child of God if you trying to hide the light. You a concealer of the light. You not moving like God. Okay? Not according to what the books say. Because the books say that you are the light of the world. And no one places a light under a bowl. They put it on its stand. Okay? They put it on its stand. I want every single solitary person in this world to be the best version of themselves and to strive to be a better version of themselves every day. Every day. I want to see everybody have everything they earn. Islam, everything they earn, because what's earned is deserved, and we celebrate that. We celebrate that. Victory is sure. Victory is sure, but victory is not immediate. Victory is not just going to happen. We have to strive, we have to fight, we have to work, okay? We've been working since the time we were conceived. Everybody knows this. I hope you do. But it definitely was not an easy thing for you to come into this world, Moors. It was not an easy thing. You had to win. You had to win first. You had to win. That was probably the hardest battle that you will ever fight, was just getting here in a race with millions and possibly billions of others who were trying their best to get here, but you won, Moors. You are chosen. Every single solitary one of us, everybody, we are chosen by God to come here for a divine reason, a divine purpose. Everything that you will ever experience in life, it was tailor-made and tailor-fit for you. Wear it.
That's right.
Wear it. And do like the Prophet Noble Ali said about his garb. He said, the garb that I wear is a garment of power. Okay? These things that you wear, these are garments of power. These experiences that you have every single solitary day, these are adding to you. They're not taken from you, no matter what. No matter what. If you get hit and you get knocked down, so what? Learn. Learn from that. Get up, get back in the ring of life and kick life's butt, because Allah will be happy to see you kick life's butt. That's the reason why he gave it to you. The Holy Quran say that we must pass through all the ways of life. The good, the bad, and the ugly, Moms. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay? I have to remind myself this because it gets difficult. It gets very, very hard. Y'all know what's the hardest thing? The hardest thing about being a Moorish American, to me, is dealing with an unstable and ungrateful public. All right? The Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America says that the pure in heart will love and not demand love in return. It didn't say that he was going to love doing it. It didn't say that he was going to appreciate not being appreciated. Okay? It don't say that. It don't say that you was going to be all right with people slandering you, talking behind your back. It didn't say you was going to be all right with that. What it said was you was going to keep on being you. All right? You was going to keep on working to be a better you. That you was going to keep on being a light of the world, Moors. That you was going to keep on despite, no matter what. You weren't going to let nothing stop you. Okay? Nothing. You definitely ain't going to let this stop you because you knew that it was going to happen. Okay? See, we talk like the sister didn't know. Everybody want to say that she didn't know. True wisdom is less presuming than folly. Maybe she knew, but the still small voice told her to do it anyway. It said, sacrifice for the moment. Sacrifice for the moment being ridiculed by those who do not understand, who do not have the capacity to understand, who do not right now have the capacity to guide the nation. Okay? This nation needs new blood. It needs fresh Moors to come in with new ideas, encourage enough for truth. That's what it needs, man. When the Prophet Noble Drew Ali was on the scene, them Moors was young people. I keep on telling ones that. Mealy Hill was a young person. Givens Hill was a young person. Turkman Bay was a young person. The Prophet Noble Drew Ali was younger than I am now when he left this plane of things made manifest. After doing more than, I know for a fact, there's no way in the world I can do all the Prophet did. If Allah let me live for 200 more years, I can't achieve what the Prophet Noble Drew Ali achieved in a short amount of time. But they were young people with fresh backs and fresh minds. They was workers, Moors. That's what we need in the Moorish Science Temple of America right now. I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission. I want to see individuals who never heard of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali come to the Prophet. I want to see the Moors who've been standing outside of the temple curious and wanting to come in, but not coming in because of the bull jump that they've been seeing, to come in now. I want to create that safe space. We're learning these lessons. Becoming the Moorish scientists is possible. Okay, without the confusion, without all of the ancient hatreds, without all of the garbage, without more sitting around talking about making lemonade stands to sell lemonade in order to finance a nation. Stop it. The Prophet Noble Drew Ali said that one day the Moors will be up high in the apparatus. It's time that the young Moors build that apparatus, Moors. It's time for us to bring in that quality of membership that will build that apparatus that will make the prophecy true, Moors. It's time, okay? It's time that the learning is extended. Okay? It's time that we set the standard so high that other nations going to need a prophet to come to them. Not to save us because we trying to treat them bad, but to help them keep up. Okay? To help this time. This is what these lessons are capable of. We want to say, oh man, Pennington Bay did 20 years in prison. He ain't ready. He don't know nothing. Man, Pennington Bay been studying Holy Quran at the Moorish Science Temple of America. Do y'all understand what type of preparation this thing is involved in this type of process? When you start to digest this thing and you start to eat it, I'm talking about from period to period, sentence to sentence, comma to comma. When you start digesting every word, and you start making all these ancient spirits a part of this new spirit. You understand me? You are prepared. Absolutely. I got 100%, 1000% confidence in me because academically, I'm as ready as anybody could be. Anybody. And the proof is in the pudding. You could tell a tree by the fruit it bears. You could tell a tree by the fruit it bears. Yeah. That's why I'm calling these Moors to speak so you can hear what they've been learning. Okay, and if you was to walk with them every day, you would see what they are doing because we are doers. All right, we don't just be here on Facebook and YouTube talking. Man, listen, when you see me post, trust me, I'm gone. I ain't read what you posted. Somebody got to tell me what you posted because I'm working. You understand me? I'm at it, and we at it. We're a group of workers. All right, this is the Moorish Science Temple of America. The Moorish Science Temple of America. It is not a social club. Okay? This is not a social club. This is a practical application of things learned from the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. All right? Islamism is our religion and we live it. The true economy of human life. All right? What is our greatest resource? Our soul, Moors. Our soul is our greatest resource. Where we come from? What's the origin of the Moorish Americans? We come from Allah. We come from God. What part of the planet belongs to us? Part of the planet? Are you tripping? The universe is ours. We the children of God. The universe is ours. So yeah, y'all want Morocco and all these little corners. We might give you a charter for that.
Islam.
Hey, hey, did I just do something wrong? I might have just spoke over some heads. But he rides like a cedar on the mountain, though. He rides like a cedar on the mountain. All right? And his light precedes him. Their light precedes them when they start talking about the turban. Why don't you explain what it means? Why don't you tell them why they wear a turban? Why don't you tell them what the pen is really about? Everybody wanted to, oh man, you know, it symbolizes the third eye. What is the third eye, though? What do it do? Why is it a symbol that needs to be symbolized every day by such a noble image as a Moabite? What makes it necessary? Okay? See, this is how Allah knows his people, because he see the light proceed in them. This is what we learn. The Prophet Noble Drew Ali say the Holy Quran of Muhammad, we have it as the revealed word of Allah. Ain't that right, Morris? Didn't the Prophet Noble Drew Ali say we have it as the revealed word of Allah? Okay, when Allah reveals, when Allah start talking more, we better listen. We better listen. When Allah start commanding to action, we better move. Okay? So when you see the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, and he has put us into this type of position, and he tells us to, here, take these enzymes, these are yours. He ain't just giving them to us so we can have some trinkets so we can look good. They got real meanings. Real practical means, symbolic to us. It keeps us always, you know, knowing that if I wear this, it means that I'm a believer. All right? Now, in that time, believer was synonymous with what we say today when we say faith. It's what we know to be true. Okay? See, back then they said believer. The definition, it meant something else. But today, it's faith. See, Islam is a very simple faith. And when we represent it, it means we know that this is Allah's path, that this is the right way, that this is the nature in which Allah has created man. Okay? And we want to act within our nature because the Holy Quran tells us, so kindly had he united thy duty. to die. You understand what I'm saying?
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying, boys? So
Wow.
my thing is, with all of these ones who want to ridicule because somebody said something about something that was symbolic, my question to you is, well, what does it symbolize? What does it really mean? Because the thing that it symbolizes was never meant to be kept secret.
That's right.
It was never meant to be kept secret. And
That's right.
if you are a Moorish American Muslim, if you are a child of God, there are no secrets. Now, with that being the case, I'm going to tell y'all something, and this was told to me, honest to the sheep, Azim Hopkins Bey. See, years ago, Moors, back, man, what's this? This 2024? 15 years ago. 15 years ago, some elder Moors in the Crips set to bring me up on charges. Okay. We was in Pennsylvania. So at the time, Azim Hopkins Bey was the assistant grand governor of Pennsylvania. And some Moors wanted to, these Moors was petty. They said that I was teaching ADEP lessons. First and foremost, I had never sniffed the ADEP chamber. So how was I going to teach some ADEP lessons? I didn't even know no ADEP lessons. If I did know, I didn't know that they were ADEP lessons. I learned them from the Quran. I learned them from the Quran, the ADEP book. All right. I learned them from the ADEP book, y'all. The Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America, the ADEP book. All right. So since I was teaching the degrees that's right here in the ADEP book, the reality was they didn't know. And rather than to come and sit down, because I would sit down with all the young gangbangers, the Crips, the Bloods, the Vice Lords, and GDs, and Black P Stones, I sit down with all of them. And I hold their attention for hours. And we be in Quran. All right? So I asked Hopkins Bey, I say, Sheik, since I never been through the ADEP chambers of the Moorish Science Temple of America, is it possible for me to know something that I can't teach? He said, no, Mo. He said, even if you was in the ADEP chambers of the Moorish Science Temple of America, the only thing that I'm going to advise you is to know your student. That was one of the wisest instructions that I have received in my entire life. Okay? Know your student. All right? Because like I just read in the book of Matthew, you are the light of the world. Okay? You are the light of the world. Allah is the one who made you. He made you the light of the world. And he set you on a stand for all to see. Okay? But just like all things that we look at, certain things do not attract our attention. So we miss them. So when the prophet Jesus said that he who has eyes to see, it wasn't because he was intending to hide something. He knew that certain individuals just wasn't ready to see it. Right. It's a big difference. Wow. So when he say, let he who have ears to hear, that tells you right then and there that you do not have to keep your mouth shut, because Allah is going to choose who actually hears. Okay? Allah is going to be the decider. So you can say anything. You can show anything. And whatever ones is not supposed to know, they will not know. Okay? When Moses went to Pharaoh, he came speaking for God. He told Pharaoh when Pharaoh asked him who he was, he told him exactly who he was. He said, I am. I realized that I am a thing that cannot be encompassed with walls, nor hedged about by bounds of any kind. A name is a bound. It is a wall. It is a finite thing. And what I really am cannot be defined like that. So I am. But he did not have an ear to hear. And even though he bore witness to this man doing things that no normal man could do, he didn't have eyes to see. So even though they see us doing things that no normal members could do, they're not prepared yet to see. They still have scales over their eyes. And Allah has yet to send a master to remove those scales. Okay? So therefore, these ones are blinded. And even though they have the same Holy Quran of the Moorish Temple of America that we have, and they have the same amount of time to study it that we have, especially in this electrified age where you can listen to it. You don't even have to read it. I be at work listening to Holy Quran. I be sitting down, preparing posts to do it, listening to Holy Quran of the Moorish Temple of America. As a matter of fact, since I've been home, I haven't even picked it up and actually read it, but so little. But I can listen to it. And I can rewind it and listen to it again and again and again. I can listen to the entire Quran every day. Every day. Okay? So Allah has blessed us and made these things so simple. But we bear witness. There's no God but Allah. And Allah does things on his own time. He is the best of planners. So we understand exactly what we are dealing with. We understand. Okay? Now, with that being the case, Moors, keep your camels tied. All right? Do your part. You do your part. All right? We, right now, today, we live in the house that Ali built. This is the house that Noble Jew Ali built. Consult the prophet. Whenever you have an issue, whenever you have a problem, whenever you are struggling, consult the prophet. Now, let me tell you, there's many ways to consult the prophet. The simplest way is not to pick up the literature and read it, but to find the nearest Moorish American Muslim that you can and sit down and talk to him about it. Okay? Because the Prophet Noble Jew Ali said that I will repeat myself. When we live and we imitate the Prophet Noble Jew Ali, you could talk to me, I could talk to you, and we can receive the Prophet's consultation that way. Okay? And then you could just pick up the Holy Quran and pick up the Prophet's literature and read his words. There's not nothing that we can go through that the Prophet Noble Jew Ali ain't speak about. And I guarantee you that if the Prophet Noble Jew Ali didn't speak about it, it really don't deserve your attention. It really don't deserve your attention because he was divinely prepared by Allah. Divinely prepared by God, Moors. All right? Even in this day, a century later, the speeches that the Prophet Noble Jew Ali gave are still messages that are relevant to the time that we live in right now. We can see it in the elections, we can see it in the wars, we can see it in everything, we can see it in the inflation, we can see it in everything. Everything. Even with what we're doing right now. All right. You know, they got me in this halfway house. You know, all praises be to Allah. Sunday is the last day. I'll be able to go home. So I'll be back. We'll be back in the temple on Sunday. Because, Moors, I ain't gonna front. Praise Allah for Zoom. Because one thing that it hurt me was to go to that temple, demonstrate more signs with people who I'm used to leaving that temple with and going home, but I had to come back here. So I took a respite from that. And took an opportunity to get right here on Zoom. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go live. We're going to share this. We're going to share this with whoever want to see it because I got a feeling that I know that Allah is going to bless us with some powerful teachings for the day. And I think we deliver more. I think we deliver more. All praises be to Allah. You know, I praise Allah for each and every single solitary last one of the faithful. You know, the faithful mean a lot to me. Because I am under the understanding that if the Moorish Temple of America is not successful, we are doomed. Okay? Apocalyptic times will visit us if the Moorish Temple of America fails. All right? I know without a doubt or contradiction that as long as there is at least one faithful member There's no failure for the human soul.
Islam.
As long as there's only that's all we need is one, but we got thousands. All of the faithful members ain't at missionary post number 9. They ain't at subordinate temple number 2. They ain't in Moorish Temple of America home office, home rule. They all over the Moorish diaspora.
That's right.
Everybody's faithful members everywhere. Honest to y'all.
Islam.
Honest to y'all. I give honor to all of the past and all of the present true leaders to this Moorish Temple of America. All of y'all. I love all of y'all. Islam.
Islam.
Islam. Honest to the Silent Brotherhood. Honest to the Vanguard. Honest to the Sisters Auxiliary. Honest. Honest to the faithful. And if nobody don't tell you I love you, I love you. And if nobody don't show you, I'm doing everything I can. I'm trying my best. I'm doing everything I can. Everything. I promise you I don't believe I can do nothing else right now. But as soon, the more power as long as Allah keep on giving these muscles power, I'm going to keep on doing. And I'm going to keep my heart and my mind pure with love. So I know it ain't going nowhere. As long as he keep on filling his body with strength, I'm going to keep on. And guess what? I know y'all going to give it back. I know it. Because we faithful.
That's right.
We faithful. Islam.
Islam.
Islam, boys. Let me peace and love to the Facebook. Let me turn this live stream off.